Welcome to BCB Live. Lots of news going on today. We have stuff going on in Afghanistan, but let me tell you something. We're going to start with the storms in Louisiana right now. Hurricane Ida, drive safe Dave, made landfall yesterday and pushed nearly 150, 155 miles per hour on the wind.
Yeah, it is the second largest storm. Hit that area right after Katrina. Actually hit 16 years to the day. Made landfall at the same time 16 years ago, pushing in many people suffering greatly going on right now, having a lot of difficulty with power outages. I think right now it's reported just one death, but you know what? It could have been a lot more if we didn't have the evacuations that were in place.
Yeah, so one death is reported. Nearly a million, they're saying, without power right now. Drive safe, Dave. We're going to jump real fast into the weather. As we see it right now, just north of New Orleans is where the eye of this storm is at right now.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to move north. I think it's moving at 8 miles an hour right now. It's going to cause problems, high winds, possible tornadoes, torrential rains, ton of rain dumping, and it's going to continue to move forward. And I think it's going to move into the Tennessee Valley as early as tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so we show that this afternoon getting into that northern Mississippi. And when it gets into Tennessee, they had some bad flash floods just last week. Yeah, that's just some massive winds, some massive storms coming in. You know, just a lot of power. And producer, if you go back to the screen real fast here, I do want you to see this. The power outages right now, we show 1.3 million folks tracked, 855,000. So drive safe, Dave, if you look at this area right here, nearly a million folks right now without power in Louisiana. These are the counties here. You can see the ones that are hit a little bit hard. 100% is this dark maroon right here.
Yeah.
That's saying 100% of the power is gone.
Yeah, and you know what? And this is difficult for all emergency services to deal with, everybody that's in this area. You know, I really think they did a fantastic job of evacuation this time. I think they did a really good job. There are a few people that stuck it out, but those people that are stuck out, they got to bear down and be careful because you got to be very mindful. Those generators are dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, they're just as bad. But for us, knowing what's going on in there in that region, we've got to be aware that there is no power to the pumps, no power to services, no power to anywhere around there, and all of our customers are not going to be running in that area. So we've just got to be mindful of that.
Yeah, so pay attention to this right here. Hey, before you go on a dispatch, if you're out there and you're driving, you're wondering whether you should go in Louisiana or not to even to Baton Rouge. Check it out before you go.
Right.
Some of the areas weren't hit as hard as the others. Some of the customers may be open. However, you need to check to make sure they can still get there to unload the product. Make sure if you're driving in these areas that you really are working with your dispatch to verify that customers are open, the roads are open as well. And listen, you've got to make sure you have plenty of fuel, water going into these places. We have to do our part to make sure. So make sure, go through your checklist, right? Make sure you have water, make sure you have food, make sure you have fuel before you go into the Louisiana transportation that we're in right now. Logistics right now, it's been distressed for a year. We throw a hurricane in on it, and some of the conversation around the transportation world is this right now. Will the large carriers be able to help out with the storm? Will the large carriers be able to help out with Ida? Many folks saying the answer is no. They will not be able to do what they've done in years past.
Yeah, help, running in with FEMA, supporting in supplies, logistics, and everything that's needed to support a devastated area. And this is going to be a broad deal going forward. We don't even have the big picture yet of the kind of destruction. We will find out today a little bit more as the sun comes up in the areas and in the regions. They'll be able to tell a little bit more about what's going on. But I'm telling you, there's so many people evacuated. We don't know the full damage yet and how long it's going to take to restore that damage.
Hey, but I'm going to go back into this right here. We talk about FEMA right now. We see the roofs getting blown off of some of these hospitals. You know, it still was a major storm, a lot of damage. The question around FEMA and the large carriers is this right now. When most of these large carriers have gone in and increased rates, right? We've gone to our customers and said, hey, you know what? We have to have more money. We're going to give you more capacity. For the first time, and I can't think of forever, maybe, these large carriers right now are going to be bound. Do they leave their customers that they just gave a big rate increase to and go pull for FEMA? And that's what we're talking about right now. Those are some major questions coming up with FEMA. Will FEMA have the support that they've had in the past? Because these large trucking companies, the Landstars, the Swifts, these folks that support this, they're not going to jump away from their customers right now. Normally, the rates are much depressed, and it's easy when rates are depressed to leave your customers and go to that spot market when FEMA happens. It's not so this year. So some major decisions are going to happen, and I, to my heart, I feel that for the first time that the independent contractors out there are going to play a major role in getting the FEMA product taken care of. Drive Safe Dave, challenges again come to trailers though, because with FEMA come a lot of trailer usage, and there's just not a lot of trailers out there.
Yeah, normally you have, they go up and snatch all of the reefer capacity in the region, and I don't think there is any. I don't believe
no, that's the point. It's not there
it's
right
not there.
now.
There's
what are
there.
they going to grab, right?
Yeah. So they do have some generators. They do have some mobile, but they don't have the supply chain that they normally have. It's going to be really difficult to supply these guys and make it what they have. But I will tell you that out there, it's going to be it's going to be a definite challenge. But we have to know what the damage is, and I truly think that this may be one of those few times that because of the evacuations, we may not see that as much going on. And I think it was a straight line winds came in, but I haven't seen a lot of the huge damage like Katrina did. There was a couple of levees.
Katrina wasn't. But this was different than Katrina. Katrina broke the levees. That's what that was.
That fell.
So it wasn't quite the same devastation. We didn't see the flooding that we saw. But let me tell you, the roofs are gone.
Yeah.
I mean, all over. There's there's debris everywhere. And with power outages come food failures. Everybody doesn't have generators. I saw some videos there, and there was maybe one generator running this morning when I was looking at it. So it is devastating. It is going to create issues. And again, the big question is, how is FEMA going to be able to handle this? Because once again, the big boys step in with depressed market, plenty of trailers, because we're not into the Christmas rush normally, but we are right now.
Already.
It's already there.
Peak
and
time.
I'm going to say, I don't know, and it's a big, big question, is don't downplay the storm, because this market that we're in is already super tight, Drive Safe Dave. It would be hard to support it right now with just additional trailers, right? Additional trucks going into that area, let alone the thousands that it's going to take, and where are they going to grab them from? It is truly a logistics nightmare that we're going to see, maybe not today, but in the next 2 weeks, because you're right. We got to come back in. We have to evaluate, and then we have to bring in the troops, right? We got to bring in the trucks, the trailer loads, the water as people start
lumber,
coming back.
Building materials. Those are already stressed markets as it is, and they're already high in dollar amounts. If anybody's been to Home Depot lately and bought a piece of plywood, $100 a sheet. I mean, and now we've got all these. When you need to redo roofs, what are you putting on first? What are you laying down first?
Hey, we have other things going on in this world as well. Tomorrow's a pretty big day, as the United States must pull out of Afghanistan tomorrow. Drive Safe Dave, any thoughts on that?
Wow, I have large opinions about this, but I'll tell you, we have a deadline. A line's been drawn in the sand on both parties, and it was stated yesterday. I saw the Secretary of Defense on Meet the Press yesterday on Sunday, and I watched what he was saying. He did even mention that it doesn't matter what line was drawn in the sand. He said, we are going to get our troops out, and we're going to get our people out, and we're going to get every American out that we can, and we're going to find them, and we're going to get them out. So to me, that tells me, yes, we want to evacuate by tomorrow, but I don't know if it's going to be possible with what's going on. And if we do stay, or if we do, I don't know how they're going to retaliate. They're already taking pot shots at us by us backing up. So here we go. We're going to see what this is going to draw out. I feel for the troops that are there and kind of got their back against the wall.
Yeah, and Drive Safe, for a lot of folks that, people ask the question, you see them on Twitter, on Facebook, comments that are made like, how come they're not leaving? Why are they still there? And Drive Safe Dave, the answer quite simply is they can't get to the airport, right?
That's correct. They can't. The Taliban's blocked roads. They're going house to house searches looking for Westerners. They're trying to find us. They're trying to do everything. We have people in hiding. We have a lot going on. But I'll tell you, Kabul is not a small city, right? And the Taliban is a military force, but they're not huge in overwhelming numbers. But, there's a lot going on here. And I think truly what's going to take place is we're going to have to go in and get them. We're actually going to have to go in and get them.
Well, and on top of the actual airport itself being blocked off, we're also seeing attacks as of yesterday and a couple days ago on the airport and people who are occupying the airport with Afghan militants actually firing rockets at the airport as the U.S. rushed to complete its evacuation just before, of course, Tuesday's deadline. So, of course, this is following an airstrike that was going against all of these rocket attacks that the U.S. was seeing on their side. So it's just a lot of back and forth. It's hard to get somewhere whenever the airport itself has turned into a war zone and really the center of all of the violence that's happening in the area right now.
In Baltimore, right? I think it's Maryland, was the Baltimore area, with the jails. Jails are incentivizing their folks right now to get their shots. Even in jail, they have that choice. And we're saying right now, you know what? We got 10 free Moroccan noodle soups for you, baby. Just come get your shot.
Creamy chicken too. I mean, there's you get to choose the flavor of your ramen noodles, but you know what? There's something a little special about ramen noodles. Have you had? Do you like?
You know what? There's nothing wrong with some ramen noodles. I'm going to tell you
that. Every truck
that.
driver in the
Moroccan flavor, baby. That's the brand to go with. 10 free packs is what they're giving out. They're doing all they can because that is a big seller, as you probably know, in the commissary inside the jail. Moroccan noodles is being the thing. And Drive Safe, there's signs up there. The flyers are going out there saying, soups for shots. Maybe that's the answers in the school system.
I think so, too. Not only that, I'm thinking maybe video games for shots. Anything that we can do. But we, I hope that we do what we can today. It doesn't matter if it's washing hands, if it's wearing a mask, if it's getting a vaccine, or if it's staying away from crowded people, crowds of people, but doing everything that you can to better what it is you're doing to make it safer for somebody else. Even a little bit matters. Even a little bit matters today.
And it's a big subject for us, right? As we talk to you about driving right now, most of the conversation has to do with distractions. Keeping those distractions away from you. And what we're going to do is show you some videos and Drive Safe. Dave, give me some commentary as they're going on. Are they distracted? Is there some situational awareness that they can learn from? What can we learn from these videos right here? All right, we have a little maze runner. He's doing pretty daggum good. Good job. Oh, son. Crack kills, Drive Safe, Dave. You saw that one. Crack does kill. Hey, you got to look out for the craziness. Oh, no. Running through the door. Come on, doggy. Come on, buddy. Who's your daddy? Oh, doggone it. Everybody has to look, Drive Safe, Dave.
You got a little bit of paying attention to what's going on. You know what I saw? The big theme going on there? People in too big of a hurry and not watching what they're doing. Don't be in a hurry out there. Pay attention to your surroundings and be situationally aware. You saw a lot of people running. But
let me tell you what else I saw on that as well. I saw the folks talking to somebody else and then turning around, right? That means you're checking out your cell phone. You're looking over there and you come back and the traffic is stopped. The door's in the way. There's even a butt crack in there that you ran into. Something's going on. And that's that distraction. You've got to stay focused on what you're doing. Drive Safe, Dave, if you were walking in that door, we saw the young girl, and we're sorry, I know it hurt, but that door was open. If she saw that, she's not running into it intentionally, right?
Yep.
Not putting her face on the door. Now, it's not happening. Yes. It's when we are distracted. It's when we're distracted is when these things just appear out of nowhere. A door is all of a sudden in the way. A glass in the way. And that kid just nailed it. Drive Safe, Dave, go with me on this because I was thinking about our accident streaks this weekend, 104 days. We celebrated 100 days, and that's a big day. 104. Drive. How many days are in a year?
365.
We're almost a third of the way there.
Absolutely.
And when you think about that, when you think about going a year without an accident, when you think about the luck that it does take, and it does take some luck, let's face it, right? But when you think about the skill it also takes to go a third of the year almost accident-free, that's phenomenal. And we appreciate what you're doing out there. I can't wait till Thursday to tell you thank you. I got to tell you today, right now, thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you're doing out there. Staying focused, being aware of the situations, avoiding those cracks in the road, right?
Absolutely.
Avoiding those doors that open in front of you. You've got to stay focused, forward ahead, and drive safe. Dave, the other big streak, getting out and looking. Using the technology right here, we're going to cheat. Using this right here means that right now you just have to get out of the cab, walk to the back, and actually take a look. Take a gander. Get out and gander. Whatever it takes, just make sure you do it.
Yeah, there's no stopping right now. The opportunity that you have every time you back up, before you put that truck in reverse, before you back up today, get out and walk back there and take a look.
We're coming to you because we do care about safety. We want you to be the safest trucker out there, the safest dispatcher out there, the safest safety man out there. This is BCB Live, and our hearts are into safety. It's what we are. Hey, drive safe, Dave. Tomorrow, we have a very special guest coming on with us. Its company is called No Cell, and it's going to be a company that we want you to I'm going to challenge drivers out there tomorrow. We all take the oath. We're all going to take a pledge at some point in our life, and maybe we've already done it I'm never going to use my phone. I'm not going to watch movies on my phone, Sir Rick. Not me. And now we're going to go over technologies out there to kind of help you out a little bit.
Yeah, kind of give you a little bit of the gloss over, make it a little bit easier to follow the rules. Kind of like the headlights automatically come on when the windshield wipers start going, right? There's certain things that we're going to go out there and make a little bit better and a little bit easier, and I think No Cell offers some examples of that.
All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Buckle Up Bob, and it's time for some weather. Here's Ida. As you can see, we'll zoom in on her a little bit. So you kind of see the eyes right in around here. But right here, this is what we really want to focus on. So even though the hurricane has come ashore, what you want to realize is the dangers aren't over. Everywhere in this area right now has the potential for over 50-mile wind gusts, which means we can't drive. 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, we cannot drive.
All right. Hey, welcome back to BCB Live. We're the safest station in the nation. Buckle up, Bob. Boy, just a lot of rain, a lot of wind, a lot of just turmoil going on down in Louisiana, and now making its way, as you said, into Mississippi.
Yeah, it was ironic that it was actually 16 years. They were going to celebrate Sunday, 16 years of Katrina. Since Katrina, and so then they got hit with a even stronger hurricane. But again, probably not quite the damage as Katrina did because the levees did not break. They redid them over the last 10, 11 years, I guess, and strengthened them. And so it appears they held pretty well this go around. So maybe that's a good sign. But the wind, 150-mile-an-hour wind. I don't even know what that would feel like. Do you dive safe?
Yeah, fast.
You do? Fast. Insightful information.
If you're driving,
that you can only get that here on BCB Live, by the way.
If you're driving and you stick your head out the window, it's twice as fast as that.
Oh man, he's always insightful.
No, there's some great news here. And that's what you get here. And you know what?
Classic.
You want to know what you get for free? This right here is what you get for free.
Kind of want to review as new drivers come on the show, off the show, whatever. As we get a bigger and wider audience, and the first and foremost of the BCBs of safety is slow your speed down, right? Everything, and you're going to see it in the videos today, you've got to slow your speed down. That situational awareness, the first thing that happens when you're aware of the surrounding stuff is that you slow your speed down. Even coming to work today, I actually saw two people run red lights, and unfortunately, one of them was a police officer. That actually ran one right in front of me, and I was like, okay, wish I had that on camera. But yeah, so it can happen from anybody that you have to have slower speed. That is first and foremost at protecting life. We do have some videos that are some good, some bad, which is always things we can learn at. We don't run from anything. This first one just really a good one. We're plenty of space. The speed is good. Look at that. I mean, it's just a really nice job driving down the highway, protecting the lanes and the stuff around you. Just really a great job by this driver. Look at it. Plenty of space will make then when this driver makes this lane change. Again, nice, slow, steady, nothing quick about it. No sudden moves, just